definitely have my layers on today. It's so cold. Well, I say it's so cold, it's like, I think it's only like 9 degrees. It's not actually that cold, but my hands are really cold this morning. Not liking it at all, so a couple of extra layers until I get started, and then once I get started and get warmed up, it'll be a bit better. But right, we're inside the car because previously I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger with the dashboard needing to come out and whether I can get away with the dashboard coming out. And that is actually because there's two reasons. So I keep finding is whenever I run the fans, oh, it's breaking up on my fingers, but whenever I run the fans, the aircon, I'm getting all of that foam, all of that stuff off those little doors, all of that's coming up through. So, and the only way to fix that is for the dash to come out and then to open the HVAC box and then replace all the foam. But that's a lot of work just to replace that and just to fix all these little bits of foam. So that on its own, it's not worth doing the job. It's not worth the hassle, the amount of time, because it's also the storage. I don't have a huge amount of space here for dismantling a dashboard because you've got loads of panels, loads of trims, and you want everything to be organised as well, so that, you know, when you do your bolt count at the end, your bolt count is 0, because if you've got any bolts left over or screws, then, you know, you've missed a few out. So I don't really want to be having to take out the dash if I don't have to. But I have noticed, I mean, the car, there's no condensation in here at all. It's I say it's totally dry. There is still damp spot in the bottom corner, which I've actually literally just found out what that is. I've just had a closer look, and the rear bumper needs to come off to rectify that. And it's actually, you know, the flaps for the vent when you shut the boot or shut any doors, you know, so it releases all the cabin pressure. That's where it seems to be leaking from, in the back, and that's only on the driver's side. On the offside, so the bumper's gonna have to come off, and then I'm gonna have to butt rub that to sort that out. But on the front, and the reason why the dash may have to come out is because I'm getting condensation build up on the windscreen on the inside, but only on the windscreen, nowhere else, just the windscreen. So why could that be? I mean, we haven't got any water leaking in anymore. There's no water coming in. There's no water coming in through the door seals. Everything's dry. It is literally just the windscreen, and the dash. You can see the dash is a little bit hazy as well. So it's either the matrix, so the heater matrixes could be leaking, but the footwells are dry, and that's the thing, everything's dry. Or because, you know, I went down the route thinking, oh, it's got to be the heating matrix, it's got to be the heating matrix, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute, we got aircon, and it only seems to be it gets, the whole car steams up pretty much as soon as you turn off the car and turn off the aircon. It steams up really quick, and then it kind of, like, over a few hours it disappears. So I'm thinking that it may actually be the aircon pipe that's blocked. So before I actually establish whether the dashboard's coming out or not, the first port of call will be to see if I can clear the pipe, the drain for the aircon, and that would also explain why the aircon isn't getting cold, because it doesn't get cold, but it is gassed up, because the compressor and everything else wouldn't work if it wasn't gassed up. So there's definitely gas in there. It works, it blows hot, it blows lukewarm when it's cold, but it's not cold enough. So yeah, it's either those little flaps on those doors that have either completely failed and given way, and the only way to then get it really cold again is for the whole dash to come out to be able to fix that, or it could be because the drain's blocked and it's not allowing all that water to run away, and maybe that's preventing it from getting as cold. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to actually locate the drain, which I believe is in the bulkhead underneath some sort of flap, and there's a one-way valve there apparently. So I'm going to have a hunt around for that. We'll look for that, get it all cleaned out. I'll shove a pipe up there, and see if any water comes out. And if that doesn't rectify it, might be the matrix. Because I'm not losing any coolant. There's no smell of coolant in here, so it's not overheating. So I don't think it is the matrix. You know, this, you know, the thought process and the elimination process. It's got to be blocked, hasn't it? It's got to be the aircon that's blocked, surely. Yeah, because that damp bit, the water that's coming in the back, because I've still got the bung released at the bottom, the water's just coming in and then it's like running out and then running straight down through the bung. So that's not really going to be causing too much condensation in the back, but definitely the windscreen. Okay. Right, well, I'm actually going to do the bumper first because I'm reversed on the drive. So I'm going to do the bumper first and then we'll spin it around and we'll have a look for the aircon pipe, the drain.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you...
Right, so on quick inspection, after removing the bumper, there's quite a bit of movement in there. It's quite, well, it's very wet all around the edge. It does need cleaning up, definitely. It's the same on this side. A lot of play. There's obviously a lot of water running around, but it's also wet in and around there. Yeah, I can't really see straight down there. It was out. Very wet in there. So you can see this little foam here, it's just giving way, it's just letting water pass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some butyrub around it. I'll dry it all off, clean it up, and then just put a thin layer of butyrub around there. But yeah, how I got it off was I took these bungs out, and then with a screwdriver, I just pushed on there, both of them, one at a time, and it popped out on one side. And then using this tool, I was able to come round, so slide up, and then push it in. I'll show you. Look, I haven't got this side out yet, but on the back edge, I put it through. There it is, just there. And then there's another one just down here. There you go. Yeah, I might just push it out with a screwdriver from this side. That's your sunroof drain. But yeah, I'll get that one out as well. And we'll butt rub them all up. So what I do like to see is a lot of wax oil in there. That's really good. Happy days. What I don't like to see is these foam gaskets, because these foam gaskets, all they do is the water soaks into them and then it just drains into the bottom of the vehicle. So all of these areas, both sides, were wet, and of course no one ever removed the grommet because it doesn't leak that much, but it's enough. So The answer is butyrub. You see, I've put some of that on all the way around. I removed the foam gasket altogether, and then just put a nice thick bead all the way around, and just popped it in. I'm not going to bother smoothing it off or nothing, but the thing is with butyrub is it stays wet all the time, and that will last. That will last longer than the car will, I expect. It's good stuff.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt.
So there you have it, guys. It's all back together again. That is how you repair the water leak from your boot vent. That's how you prevent any more water getting in, and that's a permanent fix now. But yeah, like I said earlier, that will outlast the vehicle. Result. So it's actually been a couple of days since I sorted out those rear vents, and everything's dry inside now. And actually, giving it a couple of days, there's no more condensation on the inside at all. So I don't think I've actually got anything to worry about. So I really don't think the dash needs to come out now. Further investigation. So ignore the collapsed vacuum brake line. I've actually got another one on its way, but yeah, so down there, the location of the drain for the aircon. So I was going on the forums and people were saying, oh no, there's no drain for the aircon, it's a sealed unit, blah, 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 blah. All of that kind of malarkey. But there's not, there's a drain, and it is actually, if I get down here, it is this pipe literally just here that goes through. So this pipe here, that one there, going through, that's your drain for your aircon. So people on the forum saying that there is no drain for the aircon, you're wrong. That is it. And what I've done, I've got this little bit of hose here, so it's hollow, the old air line for the pond, and I sent it up through the hole from the engine bay, probably sent up about 12 inches, and no water come out. It's not blocked at all, but I did find where I think water may be coming into, and that will be dun, dun, dun. Guess what's in behind there? Pollen filter. And it actually looks like the actual seal, not the pollen filter itself, but the actual plastic surround for the pollen filter. There's like one of those foam gaskets, and it looks like that's where it's moist and wet. So to sort that out, I think all of this trim's going to have to come off. The wipers will have to come off, all of that trim, which I'm not going to do now. it's dried up inside. It's still rain. Well, it's been raining. You can see it's been raining, but it's still condensation free on the inside. Yeah. So that's all the cheap fixes done. And I say the cheap. There is obviously, you can see that I need to sort out the tailgate. That handle that needs to be sorted out. I need to sort out the lock as well because the key doesn't work on that lock. Also, when I connected up the rear wiper, the screen wash up in that top corner, I don't know if you remember, it wasn't connected. After I connected that and tried it, it's leaking out of the boot. So more investigation required on that. Again, that's a cheap job that I can do. But yeah, the next main job's the servicing, and that's where I'm gonna have to get my pennies out. Obviously 6 plugs, leads, we got pollen filter, air filter, both which were minging. Yeah, then there's the oil filter, fuel filter, and then we got fresh oil we'll need to get. Is that it? I don't know. I haven't serviced a petrol car for years. Absolutely years. And then obviously I want to get all the throttle body cleaned up because it is quite minging under the hood there. But that paintwork, it's come up really well. So again, thank you to Tom from Buffer Car Detail for sorting that out. Massive thank you to Russ from Trim Porters as well. Really appreciate that, mate, for sorting out all the material and the glue so I could re-trim all the interior. Again, if you haven't seen any of these videos, I will leave a link up there, and also there'll be links down below for you to go check them out. But yeah, now I'm gonna have to get some pennies out. I might actually go to Volkswagen and see what the price is, because we also need lower arm bushes. The lower wishbone arms, I can actually just get the replacement arms, but the ones that are on here are for the basic Golf, and the ones that should be on here should be similar to the R32. And it'd be nice if I could actually get R32 bushes, use these arms and just get the R32 bushes and just press them in, because the R32 bush is solid, not like these ones which are only sort of like, yeah, you will see that in another episode anyway. But again, yeah, and that's a big job doing that because I've got to lower the subframe to do the driver's side. Ah, the joys. So plenty more to come on this. Thank you very much for watching, and take care, stay safe, and God bless.